let's be real. A lot of developers are using AI for coding right now. Every tutorial, every YouTuber or recruiter says the same thing. If you're not using AI, you're already behind. But here's what I've started noticing after using these tools. The more people that rely on AI to code, the fewer real developers there are. And that's exactly why not using AI might be your biggest advantage. Sure, it can spit out code in seconds. You might feel like a 10x engineer for like 5 minutes, but then the problems start. The code works until you actually use it. Then it starts breaking in strange ways. And it may even have some bugs that might take hours to debug. You end up wasting all the time you saved, except now you're fixing code you didn't even write. Because you didn't write it, you barely understand it. Developers who can read the AI generated code and understand it and reason through it are quite rare. Soon, they'll be the ones that everyone depends on. Secondly, AI doesn't really know your project. It doesn't know why that one function that can't be touched, or if you do, then the whole thing breaks. When it doesn't have the full picture, it just guesses, and it does so quite well confidently. That's how you end up with dangerous code in production. Not because AI is dumb, it's because it's got no intuition for why something is built the way it is. And I've lost count of how many times I've asked AI for a simple function and I get back like a 20-line essay, and then I ask to make it shorter and it rewrites the whole thing in like 2 lines. So clearly it knows how to be concise, it just chooses not to. AI is optimized for confidence, but not for clarity. And the more people accept its output as normal, the more bloated our code bases will get. Meanwhile, the developers who still write intentional code by hand, they'll be the ones that clean up after everyone else. And here's the real issue that not a lot of people talk about. A lot of junior devs are skipping the learning phase entirely. They ask AI to write their functions, they don't understand why it works, and they don't debug, they just reprompt. That's a dangerous loop. At that point, you're not really learning to code, you're just asking AI to code for you. And that dependency will make an entire generation of devs plateau. So we're now entering the era of vibe coding. You know, when the code looks right, so you just kind of trust it. You don't really understand what it's doing fully, but hey, the AI said it's fine and it compiled fine, so yeah, it's probably fine, right? That's essentially vibe coding. There's no logic, no reasoning, just vibes. It's how bugs can slip into production without knowing, and how APIs get misused. And developers then slowly lose their ability to think through the code. And the really scary part is that it feels productive whilst it's happening, because you're typing, you're shipping the code, but you're not really understanding it. Developers who can break out of the vibe coding mode, who actually pause, reflect, and think, are going to outgrow the rest of the field really fast. Look, I'm not saying never use AI. You can use it, but use it like a calculator. It's a tool. Remember, let it autocomplete the boring stuff, or, let it generate test data, which is fine. When it comes to logic, architecture, debugging, then just try and do it yourself, because when AI becomes everyone's default, the most valuable developers will be the ones who don't need it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.